Wow. Wow. To be free. To be free. To take out those thoughts in our minds that are holding us captive and to really soar with divine mind. How many people here believe in miracles? And live streamers, you can put yes, me, in the chat. How many people here have experienced a miracle in your life? Thank you. And how many people think I'm just a little crazy, as my 15-year-old would say with a K, crazy, for saying that you can have a miracle here today? Go ahead, put your hands up if you want. Thanks, Maria's our contrarian here. So I'm here to tell you, all of you, today, that you are the miracle. You are the miracle. Your consciousness is the miracle. Your consciousness made in the form of divine mind, with capital D and capital M, not direct message, but divine mind. Maybe it is direct message. Divine mind is within you. And we need only call on mind with that capital M, and then everything opens up. Everything opens up. A space of possibility, a space of abundance, a space of joy. No matter what is happening in life. Let me repeat that. No matter what is happening in life. You see, life is going to life, right, you all? Life is going to life on us. Life is going to life. Let's just be real. We're going to experience loss. We're going to lose jobs. How many people here have lost jobs? Woohoo! Put your hands up. If your hands are not up, then your nose is growing. That's all I have to say. How many people here have lost relationships? I mean the kind of romantic, kissy-kissy ones. All right. How many have lost more than one romantic relationship? Let's be real. All right, y'all be raising your hands on live stream too. We can see you, we think, in consciousness. How many people here have lost people you love who've made their transitions? How many people have experienced loss in the last few years? Right? Thanks for putting your hands up so much, y'all. I didn't know that, Richard Simmons would be here with us today. So the thing is that miracles of the mind are possible right now when we align with divine mind. When we let the petty thoughts of our little consciousnesses that love to catastrophize, right? Have you ever noticed that? Catastrophizing. So when I got the message from Reverend Victoria on Friday asking me, and I was on vacation, about to come back. I was at a beautiful place and enjoying a saltwater pool with my daughter and her first boyfriend, right? So sweet. And I got the message, and I will admit to you, the first thing that went through my head is no. No, I won't speak on Sunday. I'm on vacation right now. I'm whatever. All this stuff started going through my head, right? Even though I speak regularly, you all, I'm a regular speaker for a lot of unities on Zoom, unities in California, unities in Oregon, unities other places. It's been 9 years since I've spoken here. And part of me was like, well, no, I won't do it. I'm just good. I'm coming back from vacation. I need a little more break. My mind was going there. And then I stopped myself. I'm being real, you all. I stopped myself and I said, whoa, this is divine mind, because just 3 days ago, it had gone through my head, and that was not me, by the way. Barnsley, you're going to be speaking at Unity Center of Peace soon. I kid you not. And I saw myself up here, and in fact, I had just gotten this fun little thing, and I was like, oh, that would be great to wear at Unity. I'm serious, you all. I'm not kidding. I was like, oh, this would be great to wear at Unity. This is a unity thing. You know what I mean? A unity thing. Like, we're a little way out here. You can dress however you want in unity, and we love you. You can mix and match, whatever you want to do. So my mind went to no, and then I had to stop myself and get quiet and say, well, this is God. This is divine mind speaking and saying, you're going to do it. And so, of course, I said yes. And within 45 minutes, I just downloaded what I was supposed to talk about. This isn't a talk I've given before, you all. It just downloaded, and I would just stuck it in my phone because I didn't have a pen and paper at the pool. And Debbie's like, oh, by the way, we need it by 4:30. It was like, 3:45. I said, no problem. Sent her the talk title. Oh, we had a talk title similar to that. And I said, okay, here it is. And done, just done. Now, I would like to say, you all, none of that was Dr. Barnsley Brown. None of it. None of that. It was all Spirit coming through. And what a privilege. What a privilege. And when we say yes, even when we don't want to, and I'm not saying yes to like jumping off the cliff, right? Or yes to bungee cord jumping or whatever, you decide. Get good insurance first. Not yes to that, but when we say yes to Spirit, then the way is made for us. Everything is made for us. It's done. It's easy. It's easy. But you see, most of our society is addicted to struggle. Struggle. You know what I'm talking about? I see people nodding. It's got to be hard. I've got to really earn it. Got to work hard. Got to work 70 hours a week. Got to do this. No! That's all a script. That's all little mind. Little mind, the littlest mind, and not divine mind. Divine mind wants us to be abundant, wants us to be in the flow, wants things to be easy for us. But guess what? Who is standing on their own water hose? You know what I'm talking about, where you go out and you're going to water, you open up the spigot and you're like watering all your stuff, and you're, oh, babe, what beautiful plants, and you're kind of giving thanks for your plants. I do. And then you say, well, why is the water not coming out? What happened? Did they turn it off? Did something happen? Did the government shut down? And then you look down, and there you are, smack dab on the water hose. Smack dab on your own water hose. So I'm going to ask you, how are you standing on your own water hose today? Oh, yeah, how are you doing that? Because the first thing, everybody snap with me. The first thing, come on, y'all. You got to give it some sass. Come on now, in the blue shirt. I can't see your name tag from here. Let's see you snap. First thing is, with mind, connecting with divine mind, the highest mind. We have 4 things we can do, and I just used the acronym MIND because that's what I downloaded. So hopefully you can remember them that way, right? Mind. The first thing is we monitor. We monitor our thoughts. And do you remember those hall monitors when you were in school? Do you remember them? Who was a hall monitor? Nobody's going to admit it. But no one will admit that. But the hall monitor was making sure you had a pink pass or you were in trouble, right? We need a hall monitor up here, because what's going on up here most of the time is what Zig Ziglar called stinking thinking, and it's why he said we need a checkup from the neck up. Time for a checkup from the neck up. So I want to show you all, I teach Reiki. I'm a Reiki. I've taught Reiki I've practiced it daily for 30 years, and I've taught it all over the world. And some of you have been my students, like Pat and Karen. And in Reiki, we understand that there's an energy from each of our thoughts. And there's an energy from us, right, that we send out into the world. And either we can be that energy vampire, the one, that you're a woman and you like duck into the men's bathroom, right, because you want to get away from that energy vampire, or vice versa. Or hopefully it's gender neutral, but you still duck into the bathroom to get away from that person. So we can be that person, we can be the energy vampire, or we can be the energy giver. We can be the energy provider. We can be the energy emitter. And so I want to show you real quickly, energetically, what happens in your body when we hold those thoughts of negativity. So I want a volunteer, hopefully somebody who's well hydrated with water. Coffee doesn't count. Come on up. Volunteer. I have the feeling you want to come up, right, Amanda? Yes. Come on up here. God told me you were supposed to come up. All right. Thank you. Yes. It's you. She's saying yes. Everybody give her applause. She said yes. And I would say she wasn't a volunteer. She was a voluntold. Forgive me. Okay. All right. So I'm going to ask you to put your arm up like this. Okay. All right. And I'm just going to press down lightly. All right. And I want you just to resist. Okay? Good. And I want you to say your full name. I am
Amanda Louise Gunderman.
Okay, good. Nice and strong. I'm doing kinesiology, you all. And now I want you to say, I am Michael Jackson.
I am Michael Jackson.
And her arm goes down. Now say, I am Jennifer Lopez.
I am Jennifer Lopez.
It goes down. Now say, I am Benifer.
I am Benifer.
It goes down. All right. And now say your name again.
I am Amanda Gunderman.
And it's nice and strong. Like I'm just pushing with one finger, and it holds strong. Her body holds strong. Okay, now you can rest for a second. All right. Now, I want you to think about something that is stressing you out. All right? You don't need to, she's got it. See? She has it. Something that's stressing you out, okay? And you don't need to tell us, but I want you to think about it. Just close your eyes if that's easier. Black out, everybody. Think about it. Oh, wow. Yeah. Watch her arm. Go straight down. All right. Do it again. Just think again. All right. We're not going to leave you this way, just so you know. All right. Now, I want you to think about somebody you love. Yeah. And thank you for bringing the tears. She brought the tears because you know what? You all, when one of us cries, we all get permission to cry. And we all have reasons to cry. I did a lot of sobbing the other day. I have a sobbing chair, by the way. I do. I sit in it and sob when I need to. No kidding. I put on a candle and I sob. All right. So hold there. Okay. Now think about someone you love. You just love them, and you just love to be around them. Okay. Wow, you all. Look. Like, that's that. All right. Now we're going to do one more thing. Everybody, hold up your hands. And this is the great thing. Hold up your hands, and I've got your heart energy center right here. And I want you just to send her so much love that Amanda is a beautiful, loving, gorgeous, fantastic, smart, abundantly loved by all of us person. Just send that love out. And we see a waterfall of light coming down from the heavens and just washing over you, Amanda. Just washing over you. And all you get to do is just breathe it in. There's nothing else for you to do but just receive with love. And we'll just do an affirmation in our minds, one of our wonderful unity blessings. Amanda, through the powerful divine spirit within you, you are healed on all levels of body, mind, and spirit. And you are loved and precious. And so it is. All right. Thank you for being brave. All right. Now I want to show you something cool. Really cool. Maria, come on up. Now, when you held your hands up, I would imagine you felt like you were giving to her, right? You felt like you were sending to her. Yeah, you were sending her love. And indeed you were. But guess what? It was coming through you. Oh gosh, so much energy that this is going to like fall off. Is it still on? Seriously, you all, my earrings pop out sometimes. So I had to start wearing those little plastic bags because otherwise they pop out. So now hold your arm out, Miss Maria, and I would like you to say your full name.
Maria.
Good. Now I'd like you to say, I am the rock.
I am the rock.
And it goes down. You're trying really hard to hold it up. All right. Now, I want you just to hold your hand there, and I'm going to press down. You see, look, who had the effects as well of what we did a minute ago?
I did.
Yeah! Yeah, thank you. So every single, thanks for volunteering. Every single person here had the effect of that. Every single person had the effect of it, because guess what? It came through us. It's not our own energy, y'all. This is love. Divine mind just came on through and out through those hands, and there was a circulation that happens. All right? And so we've got to monitor our thoughts. And when we see someone struggling, this is why in Unity, we don't say, well, how sad that so-and-so just lost their, whatever, their job. We say, I affirm that Andreas has the perfect job coming to him right now, and he loves it more than he's ever loved any job, and he jumps out of bed in the morning to go to his job. And this is why when we think of Reverend Victoria, hi, Victoria. When we think of Victoria, we don't think about what happened. We think about she is healing, she is whole, she is well, and we see her just walking along and dancing like she usually does when she's up here. She does that little dance. So we see her here and whole. All right? So the first point is M for monitor what? Our thoughts. Okay, let's say it again. Monitor what? Our thoughts. That's the M. I won't spend as much time on the others in case y'all are worried. But let me give you a definition of miracle from Oxford Languages. A surprising and welcome event that is not explicable by natural or scientific laws and is therefore considered to be the work of a divine agency. Well, y'all, who is the divine agency? Yes, thank you. So take your finger, hold it up like you are super smart, and turn it this way. You're the divine agency. And we know also that this isn't something that happens as a surprise necessarily. It is explicable by natural or scientific laws. In Unity, we talk about the law of mind action, right? Thoughts held in mind create after their kind. So if we hold crappy thoughts, what I like to call, like an Italian grandfather, crapiola. If we have crapiola up there, guess what we get in our life? We get some poo-poo. Poo-poo. And then more poo-poo and more poo-poo, and all the poo-poo hits the fan. Have you ever noticed? Say that with me, crapiola. Crapiola. So when this has got crapiola in it, it's going to create that in the external world. That's going to be our experience, even if everything is wonderful. Even if 1 million people would want to be in our life, in our shoes. And I guarantee you, there are 1 million people who would like to be in your life, in your shoes, right now. All right? Crapiola creates crapiola. And the great thoughts, the good thoughts, the thoughts aligned with the 12 powers. The 12 powers, remember, lip juice flows. Love, say it with me, love, imagination, power, judgment, understanding, zeal. I love that one. Faith. Oh, yeah, Jews. Elimination. I just eliminated elimination. F for faith. L for what? Life. O for order. W for will. Will. We need to refresh on these. And S for what? Strength. Lip, juice flows. The 12 powers of unity. What we see also is the 12 apostles. What can we do when we're in the crapiola? We just choose one. Just choose one. Choose one. Love. Choose the one you can remember. It's probably the perfect one. Order. Choose that and ask, how can I bring order with a capital O to this situation? How can I bring love to this situation? How can I bring imagination to this situation? And there's where the miracle happens. Do you all get it? The miracle happens when we choose one, just one. You don't need to choose more, but just choose one. Make it easy. The miracle happens when we choose and we ask, how can I bring that here? God mind, divine mind, how can I bring love to this situation? Then the miracle happens. So the I, you all, is for investigate. When you investigate, guess what? You have an open mind, the place of possibility. We investigate. Now, we might have a suspicion about something, think about detectives, but we must keep an open mind. And so when we have that idea, well, let me investigate here, things can shift. So I want to give you something that I love to give my clients, and that is an exercise that will shift anything in your life. Anything. Who would like that? 2, 3 people? Okay, throw those arms up, y'all. Okay, good. We're getting a few more. Doing the slow slide up. All right, what you do is at the beginning, you might want to write this down, and there's some note things in the back there, so you can do this when you get home. You can do the whole exercise. So what you do is you write, the reason I am having the experience of blank. The reason I am having the experience of blank. And in blank, guess what you put in there? The hard thing, the difficult thing, the challenge, is so that I can learn. The reason I'm having the experience of blank is so that I can learn blank. All right? The reason I'm having the experience of blank, fill in the blank with the hard thing, is so I can have the experience of blank. So recently, and I do this with everything, you all, it turns it all around. Recently, I was having the experience of feeling very tired. I've been working really hard, really hard on some new things that I'm creating, and a new book, a children's book that I'm working on. So I've been working on a lot of stuff and taking care of my clients and my Reiki masters and all of that. So I've been doing all of that, and I was feeling worn out, just sort of bone tired. And so I did this. This is some weeks ago. And the answers I got is here's just one of them, so that I can learn to love myself just as I am right now, not for what I produce. I know some of you resonate with that. So I can learn to love myself just as I am right now, not for what I produce or create. Some of the other answers I got is so that I can learn to take lots of vacation time. So guess what I did? I went and took care of a farm with 5 horses and a bunch of chickens. I couldn't even count them. They were running all over. And 2 dogs. Last week, now there is a lot of poo-poo with the horses, I have to admit, but I chose to focus on their beauty, right? So I took care of this farm and went by myself, and it was wonderful. I didn't go out anywhere else. I just sat in different places and walked all over the farm and shoveled a lot. And it was wonderful. And then I came back for one day, worked with some clients, and then I was like, well, now it's time to go to Charlotte with my daughter and her boyfriend, and let's go to Carowinds. Whoop! So off we went again, right? I took a lot of breaks and came back just feeling great, rested, refreshed. So I can tell that some of you here need a vacation, all right? I can, because your energy, and you know it, your energy may be a little low for you, right? For you. And that's not a judgment, you all. I was right there. So we investigate and ask, the reason I'm having the experience of this is so that I can learn X. And list 12 things. That's your assignment. And they have to all have a positive part to them. Every single one has to have a positive part to it.
I've lost the assignment.
The assignment is to write it, the thing you just wrote down. The reason I'm having the experience of blank is so that I can learn blank. And then you list 12 things you're learning. Exactly. And guess what? By the time you get to 12, you will have shifted that. It will be shifted in your consciousness. It will totally be shifted. So powerful. All right, so I hope you'll choose to do that. Investigate, right? Do you believe that everything in your life is for your good? Every experience is meant to serve you. Every experience. Every experience. The relationship with the narcissist, the job you lost, the house that burned down, whatever it is, it's meant to serve you. I remember when my computer completely blew up, and I was freaking out because I had all my notes of all sorts of stuff and manuscripts and stuff on that computer. And I just decided, I sat with this, and I was like, oh, well, thank God I've been given a blank slate. I've just been given a blank slate without the clutches of the past. How beautiful is that? And then began a creative opening. But I had to get off my water hose. All right, so you all investigate. In is notice. Last week, I know that Reverend Chris talked about nature, the vitamin N, nature, and how important that is. And now I'm going to talk about the other vitamin N, which is notice. Notice. Did anyone else notice this gorgeous necklace and earrings that Pat has on? I have to admit, I was distracted during the invocation because I was thinking, oh, that's so beautiful. It gave me joy to see what she's wearing. Who noticed the flowers coming in? And you had a moment of joy, right? So what if we just take those moments of noticing? Noticing. Who noticed how amazing that jazz music was this morning before we even came in? Who noticed that? Whoa. You know, I was out there just feeling like I was in a club somewhere enjoying some jazz, but that noticing. But when we're worried, when we're focusing on the negative, that's where we are. And what we focus on grows. Where our focus goes, there our energy grows. So focus goes on joy, and guess what? Joy grows. And there's lots to enjoy in life. I know our friend back there in the striped shirt, I don't know your name, but he was saying, oh, this coffee smells so good. He went into, it was like, oh, yeah. And I said, yeah, it does. And we were just having a moment of coffee enjoyment. But notice because it's all around. Notice all the beauty. Notice. And then finally, the last thing, you all, is dream. So often, we won't allow miracles in our lives. We stand on our water hose because we've let go of a dream. We've let go of a dream. I didn't intend to tell this story, but I'm going to tell it because I feel like I'm supposed to. You know, my brother passed about 1 3/4 years ago. And my brother and I had a relationship that was like this. You know, I felt like I lost him many times in my life where he would get upset with me and mad at me and cut me off. And then he would decide it was okay to be around Barnsley again. He had some issues, you all right? We all have issues, but he had some things going on that were causing this. Let's put it that way. And one thing I can tell you is I never gave up hope that I would be reunited with my brother. I always held that vision that he and I would have more conversations. And there came a moment when I went over there because we didn't know what had happened. Nobody had heard from him. We had called the police. They'd knocked on the door. We tried to see what was going on, and nobody would come to the door. And I went over with my daughter, with my ex-husband, who, bless his heart, climbed up on his balcony, pulled my daughter up, and she knocked on the door and said, Uncle Eagle, Uncle Eagle. And she wanted to stop, and I said, keep going, Zelia. Keep going. Uncle Eagle, Uncle Eagle, Uncle Eagle. She kept going, and he finally came to the door, you all. And at that moment, I was so happy to see my brother alive. So happy that he was alive. And after that time, it was during COVID, after that time, and he wouldn't go out because he was afraid of COVID. After that time, we went over and we would take Peruvian chicken. He loved Peruvian chicken, right? And my ex-husband is Peruvian, so we'd go get the Peruvian chicken and all the accoutrements, and we'd go over. And he would pass us 2 chairs, and we'd sit down beneath the balcony. And sometimes he'd pass his cat. Seriously, because I was like, let me see your kitty cat. And eventually Sammy became mine. Sammy, one of his cats, he had 3. And we would talk. And I treasure, you all, those conversations. And those conversations were possible because I held to a vision that stress and strain would be eliminated. And just so you all understand, he was mad at me because I hugged him, right? That's why he was mad at me the last time and cut me off. And I had a slight cold, and he was mad that I would hug him when I had a slight cold. That was my brother. It's okay. But we had our conversations. We talked about all sorts of stuff. And I'll tell you that I said to my brother, it's time to let this go, the stuff that happened when we were kids. It's time to let it go. It's time to let it go because it's going to kill you. And he said, I know. And that's the last time I saw him. So, the choice is yours. Little mind would stay in stress, in tension. Little mind would stay separated from someone I love, even when he's a challenge. Little mind would say, this will never be healed. Little mind would say, you're going to be estranged forever. But divine mind gave me a dream. And the dream was, you will reconnect. You will have conversations. You will be reunited. And we were. So what is your dream? What is your impossible dream? Notice, what is that impossible dream that you think will never happen? You'll never, ever talk to that person again that you had a falling out with. Maybe you'll never see that child that's drug addicted. Whatever it is that you think, you'll never see that child again. Hold the dream, because you better believe the dream of love, the dream of reconciliation, the dream of unity comes from divine mind. So instead of catastrophizing, my friends, instead of catastrophizing, how about we miraculize? Say it with me. I, and your name, not mine, I, Barnsley, now commit to miraculize the seemingly impossible in my life. And so it is.